Today I want to share a paradox with you guys that came across. This one's significant since both ends of it were actually spoken by Jesus, and they're really close together. It actually begins in Matthew 5:16. It goes, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." But only a few verses later, he actually says in Matthew 6:1, he goes, "Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you'll have no reward from your Father in heaven." Let your light shine before men. Don't practice your righteousness in front of others. How do we reconcile this? These two verses are held in tension to the point where they seem to contradict. Now, does this sound familiar? I try to do enough good works to feel close to God. Personal example here. Back in college, back in the day, I would go to crew and I used to sing and hold my arms up as long as I could during worship. It would be a game that I thought only I would play. It's called Who Can Hold Their Arms Up the Longest? And whoever does wins. I did a lot of stuff like that to impress God. I even thought showing up to church was impressive to God. Deep down in our psyche, there's this thing that wants to do good for approval. Approval from God, approval from others. Sometimes we call it acceptance or normal. But hey, what difference does it make? Well, it's all good. We're doing good things. The fact is, this kind of satisfaction actually breeds contempt with others. It's dangerous. We've all been victims. I'm worshiping my heart out. I look over and happen to see someone else barely singing. I know this person. He's actually my friend. Now what am I thinking? Well, I must be closer to God than them. Maybe anyone that isn't sweaty and tired after worship doesn't please God as much as I do. I feel good about myself for trying for God. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not a bad thing I did. It was a holy thing. But how did good works stretch so easily to condemnation to others around me? I didn't say something to him. I didn't have to. It was already in my heart, and that's where it starts. The difference between these two verses is actually motivation. When we're occupied with what others think, or even what God might think of us, we're pointed in. Instead, focus on learning about God. Read scriptures that tell of his love towards you. I wish that I had time to share some of them with you. But what he really thinks of you, his promises towards you and your family. Memorize how much he loves you and how nothing you can do can make him love you any less and also any more. From this heart knowledge grows good works. Works with a motivation that springs from love for people, because you can't love God and not love people. We love because he first loved us. Whoever claims to love God yet hates a brother or sister is a liar. Does it say that? For whoever does not love their brother and sister whom they have seen cannot love God, whom they have not seen. That's 1 John 4:19. In the past, it's become acceptable to do good works for other people with wrong motivation. But as a result, it gave those people license to judge others and disapprove of how much they're doing or not doing for the kingdom. This condemnation cycle goes on and feeds off of itself. We feel bad for not helping more at church or not giving to that special project. We feel bad that we want to stay home from church because we don't have any other better excuse than I just want to spend time with my family. The truth is, church sounds a little bit stressful. I've been overworked this week, and I missed 3 dinners with my family. But we go. We sit, we wait, and we leave. Sometimes we serve and we smile because that's what God wants. No. That's what they want. That's what we want. To be accepted and looked up to and found faultless. And if others don't show up, they should have a good reason. This is not what God had in mind for his church. Here is what God thinks of a person with the right motivation for the kingdom. The works The work of righteousness will be peace, and the effect of righteousness, quietness and assurance forever. Isaiah 32:17. Use this verse as a guide for your heart. If the fruit of your life is peace, quietness, and assurance, our motivations are in the right place. We can do things with the right motivation. And when we do it with the right motivation, it makes the doing good. Because condemnation in the church is us having cancer. If you memorize this verse, then you can apply it to everything you're asked or forced to do. And your perspective, and it will keep your perspective and motives in the right place. Why do anything that God isn't in anyways?